Good day. Today I'm going to present another story I wrote recently for a movie script based on this story. The title of the story is Repo Man. Repo Man, it's an English title, you can put it in other languages. Repo Man means these are the people who repossess people's car. They repossess the car. They have a big tow truck. It's a small crane in the back of the truck, and then they pull the car and put it on the truck and put it in a car pound. That is a parking lot, car pound. So the fellow who car was impounded had to go to the police station, pay the bill, and then go to the car pound and show the receipt to the repo man and then get their car back. Generally, the people whose car are repossessed, people who not pay the installments after they bought the car, people who not pay the police tickets or the sticker prices, and also people who park the car in a wrong spot. There's a no parking zone in many cities and shopping areas, no parking near hospitals, no parking zone. And people park. Somebody by mistake, somebody knowingly they park because they want to come back in 5 minutes from a shop and then get away. But then the repo men drive around the town to find a car in the no parking zone. If there is no parking zone, car is parked, they have a right. The police gives them a right to repo man to repossess the car or tow the car and put it in the car pound. And the fellow who comes from the shop finds there is no car, and then they realize his car was pounded. And they go to the police station, pay the penalty or ticket, and then go take the receipt to the same car pound and then get the car back. That is how it is done. It's also done in India and in most countries, repo man they call. And these repo men have a tow truck, T-O-W, tow truck. The truck with a small crane in the back to pull the car and put it in the back of the truck and go to the car pound or car park where they put the car until the man comes or the person comes, or man or woman, with the ticket paid, with the fee, and then they release the car. Then it will be $100 or $200. If they keep the car pound for 2-3 days, it will cost $200-300 because they charge for parking, So one of the repo man name is Rocky. And Rocky drives around the town to find cars in the no parking zone. You see? And Rocky is a very handsome man, good-looking man in the middle 30s, dark mustache and curly hair, and a handsome-looking man. And his assistant is Jimmy. So Rocky and Jimmy sits in the passenger seat. They drive around looking for opportunity because it's money, If somebody made a mistake parking in a no parking zone, these people have a right to tow the car. Tow means remove the car, repossess the car, put it in the truck and put it in the car pound. And then Geeta is a TV anchor. She's very popular, beautiful. And she goes sometimes driving behind Rocky to these scenes, because Rocky goes to sometimes visit some people home in the night time and they park the car in their apartment basement or in the street. When they don't pay the installments, the dealer will contact Rocky to repossess the car because the fellow is not paying installments, So the Rocky goes, so sometimes the man finds out somebody is pulling the car, so he comes out on the street or to the car park and fights with Rocky, You cannot pull or take my car, He says, I got the documents here to repossess your car. Go and complain to the cops or go to the dealership and pay your installments. Then you can get the car back. So these things, TV anchor Geeta with a videographer with her, always take and put it on TV. It's a big attraction, the fights and all that. So there is some relation going on, a kind of romantic relation between Rocky and Geeta. And Jimmy provides the comedy relief, a lot of comedy jokes he will give, and he laughs for his own jokes. And also there is a lot of comedy when he went to repossess the car. the fellow how he talks, to sweet talk him to leave the car like that. So there's a lot of opportunities for comedy and opportunities for item songs, dances between Rocky and Geeta and all that. And one day, he repossesses a car in a no parking zone, expensive car, Jaguar, And then Rocky and Jimmy brings the car to their car parking area where they park all those cars which are repossessed or removed for no parking zones. All the cars, 15, 10, 20, the cars are always there, And then after a few hours, a weird-looking man comes in a taxi, in a cab. And he said, my car is stored in a no parking zone. I went to shop for 5 minutes and then you pulled the car. He says, sir, you parked in a no parking zone, so it is my duty to repossess or tow your car. Your car is right here, you can pick it up, since you paid your bill to the police. So the old man, the weird-looking crazy guy, he's an old man with a white beard and a beaten-up suit, and he looks crazy. And then Rocky goes, inspects the car in good condition. But in the dashboard, when he's inspecting, Rocky finds a revolver, but he doesn't say anything. And the crazy guy drives off. But Rocky gets doubt, so he follows the guy, why he got a pistol, a revolver in his dashboard. And then this old guy drives away from town in an old mansion, a palace like old, kind of dilapidated, inside a big trees. You cannot see that a big mansion from the street side. And nobody knows in the town perhaps that mansion exists. As a matter of fact, he's a descendant of a rich jamindars. And this old guy, crazy guy, lives by himself in the house. So Rocky and Jimmy see the house, there's something going on. This guy, is something dark about this guy. They realize it. And then went back to their car pound, where they park the car. They have a small shed where they live, both Rocky and Jimmy. And then all of a sudden, Anchor Geeta is getting text messages, emails, text messages, threatening her life, like you'll be dead, if you keep looking or dating Rocky, you'll be in trouble, and like that, She was scared, so she reported to her boyfriend Rocky and also police. And the police are trying to track down who is sending all these text messages to very popular anchor Geeta. Meanwhile, there are some people are getting shot on highway. One woman got shot. The bullet went through windshield and shot her dead. And some people are get hurt. People driving their own destinations quietly on the highway and they're getting shot. With somebody shooting them. Nobody knows who's shooting them. And this is happening one day when Geeta finished her night duty around 11 p.m. Near her TV station. She came out alone to the parking lot and go towards her car to get in. Somebody put her back, from her back. She holds her, pull her up, and with strong arms and put her, kidnap her, put in his car and drive away. He was surprised, She was surprised, she was shocked. And he put some kind of a chloroform in her mouth so she loses her conscience. And then he will get away with it. And there's a big news that next day morning, that anchor Geeta was kidnapped and she was nowhere to find. The police are looking for Geeta. And of course, Rocky and Jimmy is looking all around the place. And then Rocky gets an idea, this old crazy guy who came a few days ago to repossess his car from his car lot, he saw a pistol in his dashboard. There's something to do with this, maybe. So he knows where he lives. So he and Jimmy goes there. And then surprisingly, the whole mansion, the door is open. It's evening, around 6, 7 o'clock, dark. And he went into the living room. It's very dark, dimly lit. There are some lights, but they're very dimly lit. And there's a whole, all the windows are covered, with screens. And there's big pictures of old jamindars and descendants of jamindars and all that. And it's fully furnished. Lot of posh furniture. And there he meets this old guy in a woman's dress. He's a cross-dresser. That means people who dress like a woman, mostly homosexuals and gay men do that. So, and then this old jamindar addresses Rocky, you remember me? I said, yeah, I remember you. You came a few days ago to pick up your car from my compound. So what are you doing? What is all this? You're dressing like a woman. He says, well, I wear always women at my home. I cross-dress. I want to look like a girl, but I like men. I'm a gay man. I'm a homosexual. I sleep with boys and men. I pay money, but sometimes when I see some people on the street, I fell in love with those men. I want to go to bed with them. And I saw you the other day, and you're so muscular, handsome, good-looking. I fell in love with you, so I want to make love with you. But the problem is, I realize you're dating Geeta, and she's in between us. So I kidnapped her. She's somewhere imprisoned in one of these rooms in my big palace, and she'll be dead unless you make love with me. And then and also the Jamindar tells, I have fun shooting people, and I shoot people on highway, just for fun, for heck of it. I take my long-range rifle and sits along the side of the highway and shoot people. That is for fun, I do. And the rest of the time, I stay in this alone in the whole palace by myself, wearing women dresses and enjoying myself. And sometimes I pay men and boys to come and have sex with me. He was scared, Rocky was scared, although he's strong and muscular. He was scared. He says he don't want to sleep with him, and and tell Jamindar to release his girlfriend. He says no. At that time, he tried. This fellow carries knives, Rocky, and then he threw one knife and hurt him, and hurt this Jamindar, and Jamindar escapes and put off the lights. So it's totally dark. But of course, this Jamindar is a very smart fellow. He got night goggles, so he put the night goggles where he can see, but Rocky cannot see because he doesn't have night goggles. And the Jamindar goes from the living room to the room where he saw in camera where his friend is trying to release Geeta because he tied Geeta to a chair and Jimmy is trying to release her from chair. So he went there to shoot both of them. And somehow Rocky finds the room and enters the room. And then before the Jamindar shoot Geeta or Jimmy, he pounds on him because he's a muscular man and Jamindar is an old, 70 years old man, but he had some weird habits, like he's a homosexual or gay, and he's a cross-dresser who wears saris and women dresses for fun and shoot people for fun on the roadside and the highway. And then he overpowered him and tied him, he and Jimmy, and releases Geeta from his imprisonment and called the cops. So the cops will come and arrest him and find the connection between old Jamindar and the highway shootings, which has been doing for some time now. And also his other habits, They found his whole mansion is full of mannequins and women dresses and pictures of boys and men, nude pictures and all this. So he's a crazy guy. Apparently, he never married. He lived himself after his parents died. And he knows he's a homosexual. So he led secretly his homosexual life. So this story is good for a movie. This story is like something like a suspense movie, because this guy is a crazy guy, a weird guy. So if anybody interested in making this movie, I can write a script, dialogues. You can contact me at subha4@msn.com. SUBBA4, number 4, at msn.com. Thank you and bye.